Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Isabel and I am the Starlight Witch. Today, I want to do my second video, my second VR to the lovely angel at Feeding My Soul 1212 and her really fun tag, Show Us Your Decks. Now, I already made one of these videos using only tarot decks, but this was so much fun and I had so many choices that I decided to do another video showing only oracle decks. And that is what we're going to be doing here today. So let's get this started. Prompt number 1. A deck you want to use but hasn't seen any time on your reading desk yet. For me, that deck is the Signs of the Times Oracle. This is a beautiful mass market deck published by Hay House and created by Crystal Banner. And I originally got this deck because I needed an oracle. These are the backs. I etched mine in blue, but I want to redo it because that was a very budget job. And I want to redo it in a much better way. I originally got this deck because I needed an oracle deck to use with my more modern tarot decks. I don't have many modern ones. It's not really my personal preference, but I do have a few. A couple more or less. And I wanted to have an oracle to go with them. And this one just seemed so perfect. It has beautiful illustrations, a variety of themes and keywords and things, and I've seen several YouTubers that I really like recommend them. So I want to try it out, but it hasn't really been used yet because I haven't quite felt like using my modern decks since I got it. So that is hopefully going to change at some point this year, because this does seem like a lot of fun and with very good messages. I really do want to get to it at some point, sooner rather than later preferably, and after I fix my botchy edging on this deck. It is a gorgeous color, but do not use markers that are about to die when you are edging your decks. So that's the Signs of the Times Oracle by Crystal Banner and published by Hay House. Prompt number 2. A deck that's the 12th from the right on your shelf. Now, I have a disaster. My decks are everywhere and I have loads of different places where I store them. So I just chose a random one that had more oracles than tarot, and this is the 12th from that shelf. I made a really cool bag for it and I'm very proud of it. And this is the Daily Crystal Inspiration Oracle by Heather Askinosie. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And this is published by Hay House. I etched mine in gold. These are the backs, one of my favorite card backs of any deck that I have. I absolutely adore it. And this is a really cool deck. Has tons of crystals, a little message on the bottom, so you don't necessarily have to use the guidebook if you don't want to. Has beautiful pictures of crystals, and it can be paired with a great variety of decks. Whether they are photography based or not, I do feel like it's versatile enough to go with a great number of decks. In fact, I've paired it with the Winter Weight Tarot Stars Edition, which is a completely different style from this, and they worked beautifully. So this is probably my favorite crystal deck that I have, and I super recommend it if you like crystal decks. Affordable, easy to find, and very, very versatile on its look and its aesthetics to work with it. Good messages. You don't have to use the guidebook if you don't want to. So, yes, it is a good one. That is The Daily Crystal Inspiration by Heather Askinosie and published by Hay House. Prompt number 3. A deck you are contemplating rehoming. Okay. Well, I don't tend to rehome decks very often. I have, but I like to think that I'm very conscious in my decisions when I bring decks into my collection, so I don't really tend to rehome any decks often. But sometimes it happens, and right now this is one that I am considering rehoming. The decision has not yet been made, but I haven't found a way to bond with this deck just yet. This is the Cosmic Pearl Oracle by Ashley Frost and Leah Showman, and it is published by Sacred Scribe Publishing. Beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. Loads of silver holo foil. Cute little guidebook. The deck comes edged in this light blue color. These are the backs. And this is a collage deck that also has what's the name for that? The arts that use old, the decks that use old art. It'll come to me at some point, I hope. So yeah, it is one of those decks. This was created sort of in homage as a tribute to Aphrodite. It says here in the back of the guidebook, it says, this romantic and fluid deck is a tribute to Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, and sensuality. By honoring the element of water, she invites you to dive deep into your heart center, exploring its depths and unlocking its profound wisdom. I got it because I do work with the goddess Aphrodite. So I wanted a deck to use with her in our practice, but I haven't managed to really connect with this deck. It has keywords here, which is cool. It has beautiful art. I'm not sure that I quite like the style of the collage. And some of the cards have things like, I'm not sure if this is showing properly on camera. I don't think it is. But these images are not all in the same quality. Like, I don't know if you've seen other videos of mine where I have said that I'm actually a designer by trade. So these type of things really do bother me. I wish that they didn't, but they do. So you have images here. These two are in high resolution. This one, not so much. It's actually blurry, and in person, I don't know if it does in camera, but in person the contrast is actually quite stark for my trained eyes. Okay, this might not bother other people, but it does bother me. and it's just as a thing, as something that you work hard as a designer to not do, to avoid, then it does bother me when I see it in other things, you know? I find that some of the collages are very nicely made, not too busy, not too overwhelming, because a lot of collage decks, especially those that are made analog, tend to be very overwhelming. But not all of the images are like that in here. However, there are some that I don't like as much, and there are some that have mixed and matched different images of different resolutions. So many of them are very crisp and clear, and others are rather pixelated and blurry. And I don't know. The guidebook is also it's not bad, but it's also not very clear sometimes. It has some poetry for every card, which is lovely. But I don't know. I haven't fully been able to connect with this deck. And perhaps I haven't made that much of an effort since I got the Musings of Aphrodite from the creator of the Tarot of Aphrodite, which I also have. And I used them in tandem instead of using this one. So I think I'm not ready yet for letting it go. I want to try at least to find a way to use it. But I am considering letting it go. So yeah, this is the Cosmic Pearl Oracle. If you do have it, if you do like it, if this is a staple in your practice, let me know how you use it. Which decks do you like to pair it with, to see if I can find a way to bond with this guy instead of letting it go. So, prompt number 4. A deck you don't store on its original box. Now, for oracles, this is a bit challenging. I do have a number of tarots that I do store in some boxes, at least when I'm using them, but my oracles I usually keep on their boxes, even if I put them inside a bag, because I do like to make bags. And even though I haven't for a while, because money and fabric is expensive and all that jazz, I do like to make bags for each and every one of my decks. But I do have this one. This is the Heavenly Bodies Astrology. And yes, this is a box, but this is one of those decks that comes in a box inside another box. And I bought these as a used copy, so the big box is actually a bit battered. I still have it, but I don't usually keep this deck in there. I want to etch it, but I haven't. I fully and truly love the artwork of these and absolutely hate the cardstock. It's all bent. Look at that. Just look at that card. And trust me, I've tried everything. I've left it for weeks under extremely thick and heavy books, and it gets fixed for about a day or two, and then it, bends again. It's all bowed, and nothing will fix it. But alas, I do love this deck. I love the art. I am learning astrology, and although I don't really use this one for learning astrology, for pulling charts or anything like that, I still do like to use it, and the art is just stunning. I feel like it really goes with a lot of my decks. So I'm gonna be cheating a little bit here and say that this is my deck that I don't store in its original box because I don't really use the big box that it comes in. But I do know it's cheating because I do keep it in this tiny one that it still comes with it. But honestly, I don't have any Oracle decks that I don't store on their original boxes, so it's gonna have to be this one, and we're gonna have to say it's okay. Okay. Prompt number 5. A deck with more than 78 cards. Now this is a tricky one for oracles because the usual number is about 44. We are lucky if we get more than that, if we get, I don't know, 50 or something like that. And even though there are great oracle decks, some that I really love, like the Spirit Animal Oracle, that have 60 something cards, I decided to show you the one that has the most cards that I own. And that is the Angel Numbers deck by Mystic Michaela. And this is published by Simon and Schuster. This little guidebook is not really a guidebook, it's just a pamphlet that you pull over there. So this chunky bit here in the box is actually all cards. These are the bags. It has a very cardboardy cardstock, very similar to Hay House. And it has a grand total of 100 cards. So it is a chunky little guy with loads of messages and very hard to shuffle for my tiny hands. I think I am going to consider trimming it a little bit because it doesn't need these huge borders. I still have it in order because, well, I use it to look up the numbers to see what they mean. Anyone else that likes to see repeating numbers everywhere? And things like that. So I use this mostly for it. I do intend to try and incorporate it in other practices. But yeah, I do need to figure out if I want to trim it to make it somewhat shuffleable for me. Because this is a chunker. This is 100 cards. And a very hard to shuffle kind of thing. You get loads of different colors throughout the deck. Very pretty. Very nice. Very big chunker. Look at this. I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to shuffle this, so I haven't tried. But if you like chunky decks and you like angel numbers and things like that, this is great. It's the Angel Numbers deck by Mystic Michaela and published by Simon & Schuster. Prompt number 6. A deck with a cloud on the box. This took me a while. I thought that I had more, but this is what I came up with. And this is the Starlight Mini Oracle, Enchanting Messages from the Cosmos by Jessica Lee, and published by Rockpool. I have a few of these mini Rockpool Oracle decks, and I do have to say that I rather like them. I've been using the Secret Garden Oracle. These are the backs. And these are the fronts of the cards. They always have a border that goes with the theme. Let's put these in here so you can see it. And there is always one little corner that has an illustration that changes with the card and the messages. It's very succinct, very to the point. You get loads of different messages, and you've seen my handle, you've probably seen my obsession with a stars everything. So this one was one that I definitely needed to have. It's still in order because I want to edge it before I shuffle it again and stuff. But I have no doubts that I'm going to enjoy it quite a lot. And I hope that you don't get tired of seeing stars everything around here, because it's not going to stop. Say hi to my candle holder. And I do have a selenite charging bowl in the shape of a star that I was using on my videos yesterday and things. You'll see loads of that kind of stuff around here. Okay, so prompt number 7. A deck you've never shown on your channel. Now, that is most of my decks. My channel is pretty new, so you haven't seen most of my decks, but I think that these fun tags are gonna help me show you more of my collection. So I decided to go for a deck that I don't think I will have many reasons to share on my channel anytime soon, for no particular reason, just I don't think I will be making a video about it soon. But this is a lovely oracle deck. It's called Kilig, 2nd edition, created by Monica Ann. This is a love oracle that I backed on Kickstarter last year. She is the creator of the You Are Here oracle, which I also have and love, and I was lucky enough to get a copy of it during this Kickstarter. And this is very modern and based on love. This is a love oracle. But it's very 90s, very crazy, pixie manic girl, or whatever the term is. It has these gorgeous silver hollow glitter edges, and I love it. And I just really like it. This is a collage style deck. It has a title and keywords here. It's very cute. These are the bags. It's a little cheesy, but I love cheesy, and I love pink, and I love love. I am a good Taurus, so I just knew I had to have this deck. It hasn't seen a lot of time in my rating table either, because, well, I am so very single, and it's not looking like that's gonna change anytime soon. But I have faith that things will change in divine time, and there will be times when these will be just what I need. Besides, I can use it to read for other people. So this is a lovely deck, lovely cardstock. I absolutely adore the other deck. It's very modern, it's collage, it's very fun, very 90s. It has a lot of images that are very reminiscent of like things that we all millennials like. Like there's magazines. I think there's images with old social media platforms like Messenger and things like that. Look, there's even an arcade. I don't think that those exist anymore. See, there's cassettes, there's Polaroids, old TVs. That, I don't know, there's something about this deck that really spoke to my millennial love-loving heart. There's a lot of diversity. There's messages of all kinds. It's not just love and light or whatever, but it has messages for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't know, it's really nice, really cool. And I highly recommend it if this is something that you like. I'm pretty sure that it will see its time in my practice. But for now, we're gonna hold on to it until it does. Seeing it says here Kilig, which is the name of the oracle. It's a noun and adjective in Tagalog. The creator is from the Philippines, and it means the inexplicable joy and giddiness that is felt when something romantic happens. So, yeah, it's a fun one. It's a very fun one. I think that she might still have some left on her shop, so check out her page if you would like to get one. Prompt number 8. A deck with another animal besides a lion on the strength card. Another tricky one because oracles don't necessarily always have a strength card. This is a feature of tarot, as we very well know, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in an oracle. However, I am here for the challenge. I knew that I had a deck that had a strength card somewhere, and this is one that I've been using during the month of April. For Aries season is the Animal Kin Oracle, one that I discovered thanks to the lovely Marine. But it is a little hard to get your grabby paws on these days because it seems to be going out of print. It is, however, very fun, very funky, super colorful. It has these beautiful, beautiful edges and illustrations of all kinds of animals. These are the bags, and it is really pretty, really colorful. It is great when paired with the Dreaming Way Tarot. That's what I paired it with. If you'd like to see them together, well, you can watch my April wrap-up video. I show you these two together in action, and they are really great. I love everything about this deck. The guidebook is also really good. It has animals from all over the world and all the colors of the rainbow, and it's just really, really beautiful. However, the card that brought us here is this guy. It does have a strength card, and the animal that's represented in it is the eagle. I did get this card once, and it is really, really cool, really, really beautiful. And the guidebook actually does talk about the behavior of the animals that it portrays and why they've been chosen for each card. So, if you don't mind, let's have a look at the strength card here on the guidebook. It is a chunky one as well. It has 65 cards. So this one is also very chunky. So we have the eagle, strength, element of air. Kin essence. True strength is displayed in the recovery process, not the initial action. The eagle sits at the top of the food chain, an apex predator in the avian world. Eagles are big and strong, with the ability to carry prey of their own weight. Their eyesight is far greater than a human's, giving them the ability to spot their prey from a very long distance, even if the prey is still or hiding. The eagle is shy and mysterious, choosing to live in densely forested areas as far away from humans as possible. They build their nests high up in trees or cliffs so that the eggs and chicks are safe from ground-dwelling predators. Despite their strength, eagles do not always strike their prey on the first attempt. In fact, it might take them as many as 15 attempts before a successful strike is made. They also tire easily after a hunt and spend much of their time resting and recovering before trying again. Eagles conserve energy while in the air by soaring and hovering in rising thermals to abolish unnecessary exertion. The eagle teaches us the lesson of perseverance in the face of apparent failure and invites us to remain emotionally resilient to challenges and setbacks. We can learn that a sign of strength is often not how intensely we come into contact with something, but more about how we recover from it. Like, how cool is that? That is a fantastic message. So I'm very, very happy that I discovered this deck and that I've been using it. I highly recommend it if you can find it. And it is a fun and beautiful one. The Animal Kin Oracle by Sarah Wilder. Yeah, 65 cards. Chunky. Very chunky boy. Okay. Prompt number 9. A deck that comes in a box inside another box. I could have used the Heavenly Bodies one, but I happen to have more than one. So I'm gonna show you this one. The Dreamgate Oracle, and this is by Danielle Noel. A self-reflective deck and guidebook. Published by RP Studio. Now, I love everything Danielle Noel does. I have at least one edition of all of her decks, except for the yogic, well, however that is pronounced, the yoga one that she did. I don't really think I need that one, but I have pretty much every other deck that she's published. This is the guidebook. It's pretty nice. This is the only deck of hers that has gone mass market, and it comes in this box. Now, I realize now that I'm not showing you the second box because I really hate tuck boxes. I super duper hate them. I have a fantastic talent for breaking them when I try to open them. And this comes in a tuck box that goes in here. But I put it away. I didn't throw it away. It is somewhere. Flattened, because I don't like throwing things away. I do have a letting go kind of issue. So it is somewhere, and I can guarantee you that it comes in a tuck box. In fact, let me go find it. And we're back. Ta-da! Like magic. Bad YouTuber me did not get this beforehand. But yes, this is a tuck box. I keep it flattened in a drawer because I hate tuck boxes, but let's put it back together. Ta-da! Yes, this is it. Very beautiful. It has the backs of the decks in here, and it comes just like that. I've etched mine in this light blue that I think matches the box very well. As you can see, it is a perfect fit because it comes in here. So let's pretend that I had this properly from the beginning, and ta-da! It comes in a tuck box inside the big box. Sorry, I'm being ridiculous. But yeah. I'm going to put that away again because I don't want it. I don't use it. These are the backs. It's a really beautiful deck. The only one of hers that has gone mass market so far. Love the art. Love absolutely everything. This one has 3 different keywords at the bottom, which is not common, not seen before on her other decks. Although I wish that her other oracle had this. Not necessarily the tarot, but the other oracle. I really do wish that it had keywords. But this is a really beautiful deck. I've used it mostly to do dream interpretation, but I've also used it for other things. I love the guidebook. I love the art, and well, how many times can I say that? Sorry, I actually splashed that card with paint. Ugh, silly me. But yes, this is a really nice oracle deck. Of course, it pairs beautifully with all of her previous decks, and it's very dreamy, very beautiful, just like her others. It's just a favorite, and I love and adore it. Though you'll probably hear me say that for at least more than half of my collection, otherwise I wouldn't have those decks. But yes, when I like collage decks, they usually have the name Danielle Noel somewhere in there. I love her style, and I love that her images are not overwhelming. Like, there's not so much in every card that you just don't know where to look. I don't know. It's just a very, very good one. Okay, so this is the Dreamgate Oracle by Danielle Noel, a deck that comes in a box inside another box. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay, round number 10, a deck that will never be on your top 10. Now, I guess that depends on what kind of top 10 we're talking about, because is it like my top 10 decks of all time, or my top decks that are animal based, or whatever. But after giving it some thought, I realized that there is no possible list that this one will ever fit in. So these are the Secret Manifestation cards by Rhonda Byrne and published by Beyond the Words. Very beautiful deck. I got it because I have been reading her books. I really do like them, and I thought that this would be a very nice deck to have. It's very pretty, has gold foil edging, loads of gold foil, is very shiny, very slippery, and all of these writing that you see in the back, sorry, you can also see my window, is actually gold foil. Very, very pretty. Has colorful edges and also gold foil in the borders. But yeah, it has a number of messages, and unfortunately this hasn't exactly worked for me the way that I was hoping it would. So is something that I still need to find its place in my practice, in my collection. Although I did recently pair it with a beautiful tarot deck on a walkthrough. It's the Solar Kingdom Tarot, if you want to check out that video. And that made me, not be so decided, set on, I don't know what the right word would be, to let it go. So yeah, but of course, the messages are very related to the things that she talks about in her books. So there is a lot about the law of attraction and gratitude and things like that. I've yet to find the way to use this properly in my collection. But we'll see. We'll see. However, I might let it go at some point, or I might keep it, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter what the prompt might be. This deck is never going to be part of my top 10 of anything. So, yeah, that is the secret manifestation cards. Now, this is long enough. I'm gonna try to speed it up before my phone battery dies. Prompt number 10, a secondhand pre-loved deck. And this is most of my collection. Well, maybe not most, but at least a good half of it. I love finding a good pre-loved used deck that is in great condition. And this particular one I got for $5 on Vinted. It's the Faerytale Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Now, if you've been here for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that I love a good fairy tale deck. I etched mine in this purple that I really like that matches this band on the backs. These are the backs. And although I know that JBG's art is very popular with this community, I am not necessarily the biggest fan of it. I do appreciate it. This deck almost changed my mind, but I haven't gone the rabbit hole of collecting every single one of her decks. I'm happy to just have this one. And I usually pair it with the villains, the Disney villains deck. As I saw on Don Michelle's channel, she knows what she's doing. They give just the most perfect readings. And I can wait to use them together again. In fact, I think I might do for the fellowship practice very soon. And this is just a really good deck. I love Lucy Cavendish's guidebooks. Absolutely fantastic. I love the colors. I love that I am familiar with a good chunk of the stories that are being portrayed in here. It makes it much easier for me to use it, and I don't necessarily have to go to the guidebook every time, although I absolutely love going to the guidebook, especially with oracles. But I can get an intuitive message from these cards without having to go to the guidebook. So they do have a little keyword at the bottom under the name of the fairy tale that's being portrayed. Now I like this one more than Sacrifice, so let's end on this note. This is the beautiful Faerytale Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and this is by Blue Angel. Prompt number 13, a deck with the most used guidebook. So yeah, we just talked about me loving guidebooks, so I guess it is very proper to bring this one out. This is an oldie but a goodie, everyone has seen it, I'm pretty sure. It's the Wisdom of the Oracle Divination Cards by Colette Baron Reed and published by Hay House. I love this deck. I trimmed mine and etched it in this beautiful turquoise, whatever color that matches the bags. Super duper love this deck, and it comes with a very chunky guidebook. I do love this deck. I find it very accurate, and I do love that for each card it brings essential meanings. The Oracle's message, which is, I suppose, the most generalized meaning that the card has, but then it also brings you a relationship message. So if you are reading about a relationship, you can look into that. Prosperity message, which I'm pretty sure that is all about your finances and money and work usually. And also the protection message, which is what some people will call reversals. Now, I don't read reversals, neither in tarot and even less in oracle, but for people who do, or when you get a card on a challenging spread position, for example, I love to read the protection message because it gives you that other side of the coin for every card and every meaning. So of course you get a chunky one because this one has a lot of cards. It has 52 cards. So you get the same message for each and every card, and I can never not use the guidebook whenever I am using this deck. So highly recommended, not just for divination, but for reading in general. It works just fine as a regular oracle if you'd like. It's The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. I have a huge pile of decks next to me. From number 14, we're almost there. A deck with water on the box. Many options, but I wanted to show these one. This is Ocean Dreams, a Mystic Oracle by Danielle Noel. You've already heard me saying just how much I love her art and love her decks. This one is no exception. It's not just water on the box, but this is basically an underwater palace, and I just love it. I love, love, love it. It comes in this gorgeous box. These are the backs, also water, though you can see a face in there. There is the face, and I'm pretty sure it's Goddess Hathor in there. They come edged on these like mint or light blue color. And they are beautiful, just like all of her decks. However, they only come with a title. Sometimes that title can spark some kind of intuitive messages here, but other times you kind of don't. You have to go to the guidebook. But alas, I still love these oracle. This is the image that is on the cover of the box. Temple of the Sea. And I love it. I super duper love it. As a child, I was obsessed with the movie Atlantis. I still think it's super underrated. I still watch it from time to time, and this just reminds me of it. And it's just really nice. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the whole Atlantean and Lemurian kind of thing, but I'm not completely closed to the possibility. Love this. Look at that. And here you have a mermaid. I just love this deck. And any and all of her decks. I think I'm gonna use this for Cancer season with her Moonchild tarot. I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided yet. I haven't even decided which decks I'm gonna be using for Gemini season, which is just around the corner. But oh well, I'm thinking of these ones for Cancer season. This is the Ocean Dreams Oracle by Danielle Noel. And it doesn't only have water on the box, it has it on every card, and I love it. And last but not least, a deck that has your favorite card and why. This is very... it's tricky. This is a very tricky one. It is very, very tricky. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a favorite card, but I'm gonna show you this deck here. Is the Rainbow Brainskull Oracle. Another Marine made me do it. You probably see that a lot on my videos. This is a mass market edition. There is an indie, but I have the mass market. This is by Andrews McMeel, if I am not mistaken. Yes, Andrews McMeel Publishing. It has glorious silver hollow edgings. The backs are just like the front of the box, and this is a really fun deck, completely illustrated. It looks harmless, but believe me, it is not. This bitch is sassy, She will tell it like it is. And it has a knack for punching you in the stomach. The messages that you see on most of the cards are actually very profound, very thought provoking. Even though it looks whimsical, which I love me some color, I love me some whimsy, but it does give very poignant messages that lead to a great deal of thinking and rethinking everything. Now, the cards that I love the most in this deck are this one, which was a punch in the gut. I love control. I wish I had some. And you see her falling. And oh boy, does this hit hard. It really does. I do consider myself a bit of a control freak. I probably think that some people will consider me more than a little bit. But hey, this card is just how I felt for a great deal of my life, and it hit me in the stomach. But anyways, this is the other one. And this one is a fun one. It says, for me, if I can't make it fun, I'm just not going to be able to do it. And this is something that I super relate to. Super duper duper. I've struggled a lot throughout my adult and working life because sometimes the things that you have to do for a paycheck are not necessarily things that you love or consider fun or are passionate about, and that makes my life miserable. I'm still in the struggle, but I am trying. I'm still trying. So this is the Rainbow Brainskull Oracle. It's really fun, really whimsy, very colorful, but very, very poignant. And it's a very good one. Now that I'm looking at my side, I realized that somehow I skipped one of the prompts. Because I have one deck left next to me. And let's have a look. Yes. Prompt number 11. A deck you associate with the color green. Oh boy. Okay, so this is the Kitchen Witch Oracle. If I can ever get it out of the box, thank you. Out of the bag. Ugh, words. What is English? Sorry. It is not my mother tongue, so please forgive me. You'll see me saying a lot of nonsense and also my tongue getting tied very often. Sorry about that. I hope that I get more comfortable speaking in camera, and maybe that'll happen a little less. But let's get into this. This is The Witch's Kitchen Oracle Cards by Barbara Michael John Free and Flavia Kate Peters, and illustrated by Richard Crooks. So it comes in this lovely black and green box. This is by Solarus. Yeah, Solarus. Unusual. I got this deck because I am still doing some work with the goddess Estia. From Greek mythology, she is the goddess of the hearth. And this deck has a kitchen, a cauldron, a fire in the background of every single card. So this is the deck that was calling to me when I needed a deck for her. These are the backs, very green, very bright. I love them. So this is definitely an oracle deck that makes me think of the color green. It's very cheesy. If you've watched videos by Krista from Krista Chronicles or Don Michelle at Don Michelle Creates, then you'll probably know this deck and the rest of this series, because they have a number of decks on this series. I don't have them, like I only have these one, and I think I have a Dark Goddess one also by them. The art is so cheesy. It's very early 2000s computer generated design, and I both love it and hate it. It is very in your face. It can be very overwhelming, so many images one on top of the other, but it's kitschy and it's charming, and it's perfect for my practice. I do enjoy using it to work with Lady Estia, and I think she likes it too. I think she does. It has little incantations in the guidebook. It has a little bit of the history of all the herbs that are portrayed in all the cards. It has little recipes for things that you want to make. So I like it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy it. I really do. I use it every Sunday on my practice with Lady Estia. And I do want to get one more from this series, which is the Witch's Wisdom, I think. The one that's purple. And it has like all the witchy tools and things. I want to get that one too. Cheesy as it is, I do love me some cheese. Okay, so that's me. I will stop yapping now, because I do realize that I have been talking a lot for a very long time. I hope I can make this video shorter in editing. But thanks for sticking with me if you did, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know if I added any new decks to your wish list, or if you have any, if you use them, if you like using them, or anything. Please like and subscribe to help my channel grow. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.